What's happening, comic fans? It's Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Today we're going to talk about Miracleman, a series that was published most recently by Marvel Comics in these nice hardcover formats. So, without further ado, let's dive in to this epic series. Real quick, right off the top, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We post content daily. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever we post a new video. Hit that like button as well. Really appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. If you're interested, we do have a sponsor, Dr. Squatch. They are a soap subscription company. They will bring soap to your door. They are still doing it now, as far as I'm aware. Other men's healthcare and grooming products as well. You can check out their website with the link down in the description below. It'll take you to their site. You can look around, browse, watch their ads, enjoy yourself. And then once you're ready, if you're ready to make a purchase, you'll get free shipping for the life of your subscription, thanks to the Hardcover Comic and Dr. Squatch. So check that link down below for more information on that. Also, check out our Patreon, the Hardcover Comic. We're doing giveaways for our patrons, doing hardcovers, deluxes. This month it's going to be an Image Deluxe edition. You know, it could be an omnibus, could be an absolute someday, so check that out. There's a link down in the description below that'll take you straight to our page. Now let's talk about Miracleman. So Miracleman was most recently published in these three hardcover standard size by Marvel Comics. Miracleman is also going to be in the upcoming Empire event, and he will be joining Spider-Man as his upcoming... No, I'm kidding. Miracleman has nothing to do with the Marvel Universe. It was just simply published by Marvel through basically a partnership with, sort of... There's a little bit of a Neil Gaiman aspect to it, and then there's just Marvel buying the rights to it. But basically what happened is in the 50s, the UK... Mick Anglo basically just ripped off the character Marvel Man. He ripped off Captain Marvel, who, as we all know, Billy Batson, a boy who says Shazam, turns into Captain Marvel. Here we've got, back then, well, in the 50s, we had Mickey Morin, who would shout Kimota and turn into Marvel Man. So back then, he was called Marvel Man. I mean, it was a straight-up rip-off by Mick Anglo. Everyone knew it, and that's really what caused all the problems, right? Either way, in 1982, Alan Moore was part of the Warrior Anthology magazine. It's the magazine where a lot of his earlier work was published, like Miracleman, like V for Vendetta. And basically, through Warrior, he started this Marvel Man title. Early 80s, too. I think 1982 is the year it started. And then by the time it was all done, it was, a few years had passed. There was a lot of trouble surrounding this series, and basically he brought it back, and there's a fourth collection as well that collects the Neil Gaiman finale, I guess you could say, he wrote and finished everything off. And Marvel, I think, is the first company that ever published that content, so that's really, really cool. I do still need to pick that up, but it's been a long journey for this title, and now it's come over to Marvel, and the name's been changed to Miracleman as well. It's no longer Mickey Morin either, it's Mike Morin, and it's really great, though. This is quite a pretty crazy book. So it's a superhero book that, again, the comics back in the 50s were sci-fi, fun, a Captain Marvel kind of style, right? This is not that. It's not that at all. So it's written by Alan Moore with artwork by a whole bunch of incredible artists: Gary Leach, Alan Davis, John Ridgway, Chuck Austin, Rick Veidt, a whole bunch of others as well. There's quite a few really incredible artists on this title. And so in terms of the storyline, what are you getting? This is, first of all, an incredibly dense book. There's a lot happening on every single page, which is not uncommon for Alan Moore. Alan Moore has pretty compressed storytelling. It's not necessarily even compressed. It's just the way he's able to tell a story. He's able to pack so much information into a page. It's truly incredible. And this is like a very different exploration of the Superman. Basically, you have Mike Morin, like I said, he says the word Komoda and he becomes Miracleman. In the first volume, we sort of see him rediscover that about himself. For some reason, he had forgotten about it up until this point, and now he's all his memories are returning. His memories of being Miracleman, what happened to him and his young companions beforehand, Kid Miracleman and Young Miracleman, and basically he's trying to piece his life back together again, get used to his powers again, and figure out what happened to his other companions. And he ends up finding one of them, Kid Miracleman, Johnny Bates, who is now a businessman, a technology tycoon. And it turns out that Johnny Bates has been Kid Miracleman for 25 years now, and he hasn't turned back. And things get really crazy. This is a book entirely for adults. I would never ever put this in the hands of a child. It deals with incredibly graphic and intense violence, very explicit and mature themes and subjects. It's really insane, but it's really, 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 really good. So that's essentially what's happening in the first volume. You're getting introduced to Miracle Man and Mike Morin and his life, and sort of his power set and what happened with Kid Miracle Man. And you get to see parts of the universe. In the Red King Syndrome, the second volume, you get to meet and get more personal with Dr. Gargunza, who was basically, in all these Miracle Man stories, he was sort of the Doctor Doom of their universe, right? Who is it? Who is it? That's the Shazam equivalent. Oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting right now. Doctor Mind, maybe Doctor Civ. I forget. I'm so sorry. That's really embarrassing. But anyway, you get basically Doctor Gargunza, who's that equivalent. That super genius villain that has been a problem for Miracle Man and his companions for years and years and years. But things get twisted. It's you get to really find out the origin of Miracle Man here, and how I don't want to spoil anything because it's really great. I don't think a lot of people have read this stuff because it's not very easy to get your hands on. Aside from these hardcovers, Marvel did republish it in single issues that were really expensive, because it's all been remastered. I mean, this took a lot of care, and it's beautifully done. I wish these hardcovers were oversized, but unfortunately we got standard size hardcovers, which is not the end of the world, but the artwork is so incredible, and they clearly spent a lot of time remastering it. Why not get it on a bigger format book? I don't get it. Especially for a series like this, which likely will never see a printing again. But either way, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. So Volume 2 follows Dr. Gargunza, and basically, Mike Morin's wife having a child as well. You get introduced to Mr. Cream as well, who's one of the characters that sort of helps and then doesn't help Miracle Man. I don't want to give away too much again. The third volume, Olympus, is it's something crazy and special. It's really weird because in these first two arcs you're getting something relatable, something that's not atypical for comic books, right? There are some dark twists and turns and unexpected situations, and changes from the stereotypical villains and heroes, but still relatively easy to grasp. In Olympus, you've got things just exploding beyond comprehension at points in time. We're talking about music, painting pictures that elicit emotions, like incredible poetic descriptions. As Miracle Man is, we're 5 years in the future, and you're seeing what has become of the world with Miracle Man and everything that's happened. It's really, really beautiful. It's so epic. It's so beyond anything superheroes at that point. You're looking at you're looking at the superheroes as gods, and the people as less than, and then being elevated towards godhood. It's really fascinating and interesting, and it's amazing to see the plot points from the first book get tied up in this last one, as questions that you may have had in the first volume have now been completely answered. It's really beautifully done. This third volume, Olympus, I'm telling you, it's truly a lot to take in. I'm really curious to see what Neil Gaiman did with the fourth volume. I absolutely love this series. It's always a challenge to read. It's very difficult to get through. It gets very dark. In terms of graphic content, what we're talking about, I'm not going to show anything, but decapitation is not uncommon. Rape is not uncommon. It's an Alan Moore book, and it's not graphic though, the rape, but it does happen. And it's you get to see a pregnancy drawn in extreme detail as well. I mean, someone giving birth, drawn in extreme detail. There's a lot going on in this book, and none of it is, none of it's immature, none of it's trying to be funny or stupid or silly. It's all extremely serious, and it's really an interesting study on the idea of superheroes, and a dark turn on the genre as well. It's really, really fascinating. This was a series that changed comic books for a lot of creators coming up in the 80s, made them realize that you can go dark, you can go big, and you can really make an incredible storyline, with 5 pages in a month. So it's really great. I can't recommend it highly enough. In terms of the hardcovers themselves, they have a ton of bonus content. About half of the book is bonus content. So, the first half is all material. You get like 150 pages maybe of reading material, and then it goes into bonus content. So, I mean, overall, you're not getting a tremendous amount of issues. I think it was maybe 10 or 12 issues collected across these three trades. But like I said, it's dense. It's very much something you're going to reread because there are so many details and so many elements to the storyline here. It's truly something special. Alan Moore, who no longer wanted his name on the book, that's why it says the original writer. I think that was his decision and not Marvel's, which is interesting. He just doesn't want to make money through Marvel anymore, ever again. So, yeah, I can't recommend this highly enough, guys. If you are able to pick these up, I'm not sure how easy they are to pick up. I highly recommend it. It's a really great series. We're likely never going to see this get printed again, so pick it up while you can. Let me know what you think of Miracleman down below if you've read it before. I'm really curious to know who else has read it. I don't really know anyone else who has, so if you have, please let me know down below. I'd like to talk to you about it. Be sure to subscribe as well if you haven't already. If you've stuck around this long, you will definitely like our videos, so subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like button as well. It helps us out a lot. Check out our Patreon. We are doing hardcover comic giveaways for our patrons every month. This month we're doing a deluxe edition from Image Comics, so that's very, very exciting. And check out Dr. Squatch. They're a soap subscription company. They also do men's healthcare and grooming products. At least check out the link. It'll take you to their website. You'll get free shipping if you decide to order. Check out a few of their ads, their products, the scents for their soap. It's really awesome. And let us know what you think. But thank you all very much for tuning in. This is Mike from the Hardcover Comic. Until next time, as always, you stay classy, Internet.